Whew, boy, it's hot out here today. This is Florida, and looking at close to 100 degrees today. It was 100 degrees yesterday. Today it's actually closer to mild 95. As you can see, that great ball of fire is standing right above my head, so this is going to be a quick hitter. What I wanted to do is talk about some of the blaze accessories that I've received. I ordered the cover for the blaze kamado, and I also ordered the indirect heating system. So it comes with this pan, which its charcoal sits in here like this. Let me switch the bowl. Sits in here, right? This sits on top of the bottom grate, not the charcoal grate, but the actual secondary grate. And so charcoal goes here, it radiates heat this way, it's reflected past this. And then this water pan, which is part of that system, nestles in here like that. So this is ideal. There's a couple of things. Typically, this is for the rotisserie, right? So you get the rotisserie, the spit has the meat about in this area, right? And as it has the meat in this area, it's radiated, the heat here is being radiated. This is easy to refill. You just throw charcoal on top of it. But again, if you want to do a smoke where you wanted to have a hot smoke, and what that means is that typically with a hot smoke is that we'll have a charcoal that sits in, like in Weber, they have like charcoal baskets that sit on one side that you load up. So you would load up your charcoal here, and then you'd have your meat sitting on the grate about so. So this is a hot zone, but it also allows for, again, circulation of the heat. So you can have your meat on this side of the grill, but I digress. Just showing you a different purpose for this. So you have the charcoal here. This is also has an opening at the bottom on the back that you can put in your fire starters, such as paraffin or a ball of wadded up newspaper here, and use this also as a charcoal chimney, which I thought was pretty cool. So one thing I wanted to show you is everything that I've dealt with blaze has been quality, and the quality has been exceptional. So we can look at the tack wells here. Everything is good, and there's a saying in welding, I haven't welded in years, but there's a saying in welding that either you're a good welder or you're a good grinder. And so we got a good strong tack well in here that holds the internal tray right there in place. So it's not a seamless weld. They didn't run a bead all the way down. They just basically tacked it in place, which is strong enough for charcoal. And then you've got the wales along here, and then just the thickness. This is 304 stainless steel, right? So these guys know what the hell they're doing, because this is thick, dense steel. So this actually is a pretty, just like the grates, just like everything else, is a very dense object. Let me move these gloves. And then same thing with here. This is a water pan, right? And I have other water pans, but this one is very unique that it actually works with this system. Of course, I can use it without having it in that system, right? But has a good depth to it, right? You can kind of see, engage it for my finger. So you're looking at about, yeah, a couple inches. But also, again, look at the thickness of the 304 stainless that they're using for this. This is quality. So I'm gonna come over to the cover, because I did get that. And I've gone through 2 covers in 10 years that I've had Vader over there. The first cover was like this. This is the original cover that comes with the Vision grills. And you can see it's got a plastic underlayment. It's stitched very well, and it's kind of a plasticky material. You can kind of hear it. This one has not done as bad on Luke, my baby kamado, but on that one, it basically crumbled, fell apart very, very quickly, to where I had to get a new cover. And then the cover I got, this is supposed to be hydrophobic, but it faded in the sun. And the reason I got this is there was a time where Vision grills weren't quite out of business, but the supply chain really affected them drastically. So apparently a lot of this is made in China because the supply chain affected them drastically, where I needed a new firebox, I couldn't get it. I needed new knobs for the firebox, I could not get those. I needed a couple of other pieces that I wanted to order, accessories, I could not get them, and I could not get a new replacement cover. So I had to buy one on Amazon. And again, this says that it's hydrophobic, water repellent, whatever, but it's just basically cloth with a coating on it. So it's like a waxed canvas type of thing. Very thin, right? So the stitching is pretty good, but it's very thin. And as you see, the color faded to white here in the Florida sun. I'll bring you to the Blaze because I plan to get the shelves. They have two of these. This one is the one that has the shelf stitching. So this is actually shaped custom for this grill with the shelves. So when I order the side shelves, they come in, I'll get them. But one thing I want to draw attention to with this is, again, this is a waterproof material. So, and unlike this, which you can hear it kind of hard, this is a soft material, a soft touch. And if I get close enough, you can actually see that it has a nice weave to it. The stitching, again, custom, right, where everything fits where it's supposed to. And again, I've only had a couple of weeks, so we'll see how it holds over the years. But one of the other pieces I wanted to bring to your attention is that has a felt liner so that you don't scratch that beautiful finish on that aluminum grill. And that's a nice touch. One thing about this felt lining, and that is something that is understated, or maybe not stated well enough, is that because of that felt lining, this slides very easily on this grill. So one of the problems that I have with any grill that I've had is when I put the cover on, right, even the ones that are shaped, it snags. So you have to go around the back and pull this and pull that and make these constant adjustments. Whereas with this guy, once you put it on, it just slides down. So yeah, there are protruding areas where it will catch, like on the back, and you just pop it like that and it just falls. The other piece is it's durable, it's just heavy. So this is a nice heavy material, and it does have the straps at the bottom, right? So I can Velcro it to a closer, more airtight finish. Sorry, not showing you that. There's straps here on this side that I can tighten that up if I wanted to. Since it's a kamado, I've been conditioned to let it breathe, but since this is not mold, this is mold resistant, probably mold proof, I'm going to let that go. And something else I'll tell you from my kamado friends is that one of the things that I started doing, you see how easy that slid off? It's just boom, just like in a car showroom. One of the things I'll show you is this. So I have a big desiccant pack that I keep in my grill. And if you don't know what this is desiccant gel, and this is absorbent. So when you see things that ship, they'll have this, and this is intended to keep things dry. It absorbs moisture, right? And it absorbs a lot of moisture, particularly in ambient air. So what I do with this is I take this and I put it in my grill. I wish I had thought about this when it came to the kamado. So any of you who have clay kamados, I'd like you to try putting some desiccant packs in your grill and see if you have a mold problem, right? So anyway, just thought I'd throw that on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it back up. I'm going to take it back, go back in the house because it is warm out here. Still got this slightly open because I do like to have a little bit of airflow going through the kamado so things hopefully don't settle. Again, been conditioned for that because of the mold issues over there, which is common. But yeah, this is another accessories video. And the reason I did this is because people asked me if I had accessories, and I told them I have. But part of the other problem is that I haven't been able to accumulate accessories as of late. Cancellations on the orders that I've placed. And so I reached out to Blaze and I asked, has this been discontinued? And they said no, comma, at one point they did discontinue it. So there were some rumors online that the kamado had been discontinued. They did discontinue it, but then people raised hell because it wasn't available anymore, and they started making it, but they're making it in a lower run than they did before. So they are harder to get, but they are still available. They are still supported. The reason I called is that I was calling to register for my lifetime warranty, and I couldn't do so on the site because it didn't have the serial number. Well, apparently I looked all underneath. I didn't see a stamped serial number. I called them, they said it was on the box. And I'm like, well, shit, because it was trash day and the trash man had just left. So instead of me running down the street to go get the pallet and trash, she said, listen, we're gonna honor it. You have a receipt that shows that you purchased it and when you purchased it. So your date of purchase will be honored. So we'll go with that, which is awesome. And we sat and I told her the problem I was having with getting accessories, and that's when we talked about the discontinuation and how it did get discontinued briefly, very briefly, but then they started making them again. And then we talked about how about the accessories problem. And so this woman from Blaze, this is quality, folks. This woman, she went through every accessory that I was looking for to see not only if it was in their warehouse, but if she could tell if any of their distributors or resellers had it in their warehouses, so she could point me in the direction of what's available. And if something wasn't available, she told me, listen, you're not gonna find that. Because again, I had been looking for that half moon shelf. She said we can discontinue that a long time ago. Somebody may have it in a warehouse laying around somewhere, but I doubt it. So side shelves, I'll have to get those. Not a bad compromise, just not what I was looking for. Not a dream fulfilled type of thing. But anyway, they sat on the phone with me and we went through this for about 20 minutes. She didn't have to do that. She could have just told me some story about what was going on and I would have accepted it. But she sat down with me and walked me through that. So not only is the equipment quality, well made, but the people themselves are quality people. And that's an important piece in today's market because customer service is a dying art. And these people, she did not have to take the time to work with me through this. So Blaze, salute to you and your staff, because they've done a wonderful job and created a customer for life. I know that, again, they've been in the market making outdoor kitchens and accessories for that, and then cookers, gas cookers mostly for that. They do have a different charcoal cooker that they make, which is something else. If any of you aren't a kamado fan, they do make another charcoal cooker. I'm a charcoal guy. I'm not really a big fan of gas at all. Different discussion. But I would highly recommend this organization at this point because they now have a customer for life. Not just because I have a lifetime warranty on this, but because of the way that they have treated me throughout this entire transaction. Even when I attempted to purchase these, Blaze company is actually owned by barbecue guys. I don't know if that's the case or not. They won't admit it on the phone, but I've heard rumors of that. So when I called them, they walked me through my purchase to get these accessories themselves, right? Made sure that my shipping was correct and even gave me a slight, discount for being a customer. So that's awesome. But yeah, I want to make sure that I talk about this because I'm talking about the accessories, talking about some necessities. You need to have a cover. It is aluminum, so probably won't probably won't rust, but it's still important to have your proper care for your grill, especially, but just the quality of this cover. I mean, this cover is just as heavy as everything else that's out there, which means that it's not going to sag or droop. Like this type of material is working fine on this one, but if it ever rips, it's a goner. And I had that happen on my pizza oven, so I had to get another cover for it. And I can tell you that this pizza oven cover here is the bomb. Pizzello, because not only does it fit here, but it actually wraps around and gives it better protection as opposed to the old one that hung and was the same material as that cover, which this one and that cover disintegrated over time. And this one's a relatively new purchase relative to that. I've only had this for a couple of years and it disintegrated. So this is a lot higher quality material as well. So I'm a big fan of it. And it's not made for this specific pizza oven, but if you have a similar shape, it accommodated it perfectly. So just sharing some of the accessories I have out here and some of my thoughts behind them and the organization themselves. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'll holler at y'all later.